What is the social situation? All children have a fundamental right to go to school. Most children go to their local mainstream school. Some attend special schools, which may be local or further afield. You must make sure your child gets a full-time education that meets their needs. You can send your child to school or educate them yourself at home. Each school has a range of professionals working there, from the head teacher to teaching staff, and non-teaching staff, such as teaching assistants, midday supervisors, and office staff. What can you expect? Your child is expected to attend school during term time. The schools send out information about what time school starts and finishes, as well as when they have planned school holidays or inset days, which means the school is closed for staff training. Staff at your child's school are specialists in education. They may have teaching staff who train in special education needs, including autism. Each school has named staff to help with children with special educational needs. They are known as Special Educational Needs Coordinators, or SENCO. They may or may not be additionally trained in autism. Unspoken rules. Your child's school's role is to educate all children. They are responsible for your child's welfare while they are at school. The school has to manage the needs of children with a wide range of needs and abilities. Each school is managed as an individual system, meaning the head teacher and the school governors choose how to organise and manage the school. Each school also has to follow the rules set out by our government, including rules about attendance and what children learn, also known as the national curriculum. Each school and each class teacher have set out rules for how to manage the children and their learning. Most of the time, these rules work, but at times they don't. You can ask for a copy of their rules or policies around issues such as bullying, uniforms, attendance, and homework in the reception. Most schools also have websites, and the information should be available there too. If not, ask for a copy in reception. Be prepared to wait for a few days for a copy of the policies, as the receptionist might be busy. An unspoken rule that means a lot to schools is parents' attitude to their child's learning. As a parent, you are expected to be positive and encouraging about your child's education. Parents are expected to help with homework, attend parents' evenings, and read with their children. If a family struggles with homework, the unspoken rule is to speak to the class teacher about the problems you might have. If you feel your teacher is not able to help your family with homework, please speak to the SENCO. School playgrounds, particularly primary and nursery school playgrounds, can be highly social. Parents will socialise with other parents. The teaching staff will often chat to parents before and after school. Secondary schools are different. Children are often expected to get to and from the school themselves, and there is less contact between parents and the school staff. Challenges for autistic adults.
In a school playground, it can be a very challenging environment for an autistic adult. It's very noisy, very busy, there's lots of sensory information going around, and that can be really, really difficult to manage. There can be a lot of social pressure to interact and to make friends with other parents, and this could simply be too overwhelming with all the sensory information that's going around as well. Well, as an autistic parent taking your children to school, you may have experienced a difficult time at school yourself. You may have been bullied, or you may have found socialising and being accepted really, really difficult. And this can bring back all of those negative memories and make it really complicated when you're taking your own children to school. Some autistic parents find organisation really, really difficult. So getting ready for school in the morning can be quite a complex task. Making sure the hair's brushed, making sure the teeth are brushed, making sure they've got all of the equipment they need for the day. And this can make getting to school on time extremely challenging for some people. It can be quite challenging for an autistic parent to talk to school staff. Quite often at school, conversations happen in the playground, and this can be really difficult for an autistic parent, especially if they've got autistic children and they're trying to watch them at the same time. Sometimes having an autistic child as well makes it really difficult for the parent to describe the child's needs to the teacher. They may have a different perception or understanding, and just bridging that communication difference can be really, really challenging.
What can professionals do? For repeated lateness, be open-minded about why they might arrive late. If possible, help them plan their morning. And should they arrive early, allow the child to quietly read before class. Be clear about the times the school is able to speak to the parent. Some parents do not wish to discuss their child where other parents or children can overhear. Take them to a quiet room to speak to avoid unnecessary overstimulation or anxiety. Set up a home school communication book to write down key information about the child's learning at school or well-being at home. Be prepared to repeat and explain your information to ensure it makes sense to the parent with autism. What can the autistic adult do?
When you're taking your children to school, you can tell the school, if you want to, that you have an autism diagnosis, and this means that the school has to include you and they have to make reasonable adjustments when they communicate with you. This might make things a lot easier. When you're taking your children to school, if you have to wait in the playground, there are some things that you can do that might make it a little bit easier. So taking a book or a laptop or even your mobile phone and just using that to appear like you're busy makes you less likely to be approached and drawn into social interaction if you don't want to be. If you need to speak to your child's teacher, it might be a good idea to prepare beforehand. So making a list and thinking about the key points you want to discuss beforehand will make it easier when you have that situation, because when you're thinking on the spot, it might be a little bit difficult to focus on what it is you want to get across. If you're finding it really difficult to organise yourself and get to school in the morning with your children, there's a couple of strategies that you can use that might help. So just allowing a little bit of extra time in the morning, in case something happens, the phone might ring, something unexpected might occur that might take up some of your time. Just having that little bit of extra time can help you stay on time. The other strategy you can use is maybe talking to the school Senko, and they might be able to give you some support or some advice in enabling you to get your children to school on time.